Hey friends, it's Dr. Jason here. I want to tell you about two news items that came to my attention this week that I think are pretty important. The first one was an advertisement that I got from the Academy of Pediatrics advertising a webinar to identify measles in a pediatric office. And it says most pediatricians have never seen a case of measles. This is true. Given the increase in global and domestic measles cases and outbreaks, healthcare providers should familiarize themselves with the clinical features of measles in order to quickly identify it and minimize the spread of the virus. Folks, this is scary that we're starting to see a lot more cases of measles globally and domestically. The reason for this? Well, it's that people are not choosing to vaccinate their children against measles. Now, measles is required for school entry in, I think, every state. So if you haven't vaccinated your child against measles, it's either because they're too young, under a year of age, don't worry about it, or because you have concerns about that vaccine and have chosen deliberately not to get your child vaccinated. Now, if that's the case, please talk to your child's pediatrician and get the facts. This vaccination is really important, and if people don't get it, we see this disease again. This is very true for a number of the diseases that are preventable by vaccines, but measles, more than many, it's an extremely contagious virus. Now, the second thing that's come to my attention this week about vaccines in the news that I'd like to share with you comes from the insurance world. Now, insurance companies keep measurements of the populations of patients and people that they cover, and so do healthcare organizations and clinics. And it turns out that one of those measurements is called a HEDIS measurement. You don't need to worry about that, but it's a very important set of different measurements. One of those measures the childhood vaccination rate, and it tells us how many kids are fully vaccinated. So it includes all of the regular, routinely recommended vaccines. Well, it turns out the most common one, the one that most kids are missing, is the flu. The flu is the most common of any of those viruses that we vaccinate kids against, and it goes around every year. And the first year that a child gets it, they need to have 2 doses at least a month apart. So be sure that come the fall, you get your child that flu vaccine that they need, and if it's the first year they get it, that they get 2 doses. Remember, always, if you have any questions, any doubts, any concerns, ask your child's pediatrician or healthcare provider, because they should have the facts and they can clear up a lot of the misconceptions that are out there.